My name's Hui. I'm the owner of the channel. As you can see from my collection, and this is only part of my collection, I'm into RC cars. I love RC cars, and I've been into RC cars for a very large part of my life. Today, what I'd like to do is I'd like to go through some of my cars and do a comparison, a trial run on my backyard crawler course of some of these cars to show how they perform. Most of my cars, as you can see, are Traxxas, although I did start with an SCX 10 when I got into crawling, and that got me addicted very quickly, and within a few months, actually it was even less than a month, I bought my second crawler. Then I bought this TRX4 Sport, which my daughter very quickly claimed. I loved it so much, I went out and bought another Traxxas, which was the Bronco, and then I started making quite significant modifications because my Bronco did not perform anywhere near as well as my daughter's Sport. I did choose the 2-speed and the unlocking diffs so that I could use it for trail running. That was quite a big part of what I was doing at the time. Once I put the X brushless system in, it was well standing. I really had no need for a second speed. One thing I found out was quite quickly, my daughter's stock standard TRX4 Sport with absolutely no modifications got most places where my quite heavily modified Bronco was getting to. And I'd spent around $1,000 getting it to there. And it was quite disheartening. And I was, like others, thinking about what do I need to do to make it perform better? How much more do I need to spend on it? Anyway, I stopped spending money on it and I used it the way it was for the last 3 or 4 years. And earlier this year, I started thinking again, maybe I don't have the right platform. Maybe I should be looking at Axial after I started with that in way of crawling. Maybe I need to go and see what the new 10.3 is all about. So I did. I went out and bought a 10.3, a second-hand one. The dig has been disconnected, and I've left it disconnected for the purpose of this test, although I did change its tyres to Canyon Trail tyres. So all 4 cars that we're going to be testing today are going to be running Canyon Trail tyres so that we have a fair comparison, I guess, at least in the way of traction anyway. So the cars, the TRX4 Sport is pretty well standard except for upgraded servo and servo horn. The Axial, the same, stock standard except for the upgraded servo horn. This one, my latest acquisition, again, it has upgraded servo horn and has an X brushless system in it and beadlocks. Other than that, obviously Power Wagon body, but she's pretty well standard, but suspension tightened right up, and it's a different beast to drive. Very interesting. This one, well, this one's I call it Brutus. It's got everything that I could pretty well do to it, I think. Yeah, it's got the X 550 can in there, tons of brass, Breeze 500 water, submarine proof servo, yeah, chop body, roll cage, and it's also got the cantilever suspension. Yeah, sure, some people don't like the cantilever. I find it's great, and it seems to do a pretty good job of it. I started with the TRX6 with the cantilever suspension, and that made a world of difference on that car. But that and the Bronco will not be part of the test today. So the purpose of this test is I just wanted to know, is there a big difference between them for the future? Do I continue with the TRX4, or do I maybe change over to start buying some more of the Axial SCXs and see if that's a better platform for me? So we're going to go out the backyard. I've got a backyard rock crawler course that I built some months ago, and we'll give it a test. We'll see how they go. So I'll go out there now and test it. Okay, this is my daughter's TRX4. Pretty old stock, other than the servo, upgrade servo and servo horn. I am driving a bit rough, pushing along, basically the way she drives it, to be honest. Just trying to get through the video quickly, not taking up too much time. You can see it's pretty sure-footed. It's a pretty awesome car. This is fairly easy descent, really. Just take your time. This is the SCX10. Same upgrades, same tyres. It's a little bit easier, this one. It does have a hard body, it is a little bit top end heavy. It doesn't have the same turning circle, so it makes it a little bit awkward. It's still a lovely car. And you get that tyre, that front tyre hooked on that rock there. Otherwise it's just going to roll going down here. It's a little bit of cheap. That's the body causing that. I tried, just kept rolling. Okay, this is the other TRX4 Sport. Just basically same upgrades, servos and horn, but it's just got the brushless axe system in it, and beadlocks, same standard tyres. And this one stretches very tight, and I've lowered it pretty well, as low as I can. You can see it's extremely sure-footed. And I'm pushing a little bit harder on this. I'm taking a much harder line. But it does it easily. I think it's only ever rolled once. Going down here, I've taken it too far down. This is Brutus with a cantilever suspension. Again, heavily modified brass, axe system, Reese 500 servo. Again, another very sure-footed car. A lot of fun driving this car. Suspension articulation just looks awesome. And again, pushing it into the harder lines here, it does it easily. I can get it even further down, more of an angle. Rarely does it roll. This is a medium pass here, so it's not difficult. Traxxas does it easily. I think the body weight's unfairly prejudicing it. It's just having a little bit of difficulty. Just trying to get the right angle. If that right front wheel goes down any lower, it will roll, without doubt. Do everything I can to try and hook the left front wheel to stop it from sliding down and rolling. Just can't seem to get the wheels down. I couldn't get up past that last pass no matter what with the axial. Another angle of it. It's a little bit further over on the other side there. It doesn't have a problem, it's so stiff it just holds itself there, it doesn't tip. It does get hung up a few times. That's expected considering how low it is. It does it easily. Just getting some awkward angles there, but seems to not have any issue really. No problems at all. One of the steeper, more difficult entries. They get hung up on the bottom rock a little bit. That's the cars there. They usually seem to be able to climb over it, but the Axials having difficulty. We just, it's geometry. All those files, power up. So easy. Nearly tipped. Yeah, we're going down the steeper end. Does challenge him a little bit. Power Wagon. Let's see how Bruce does it. With all his weight, no problem at all. No problems. Okay, we're back. We've had a bit of fun driving the cars. I hope it was interesting for you. I love driving to get these. It's great. I spend many hours out there. That's why I built the course, I guess. And I guess you have to say, stock standard, Traxxas, Axial, they're pretty similar. There really isn't that much of a difference. Sure, this did make it over the obstacles easier in most cases. It didn't roll. Certainly doesn't roll anywhere near as often as the Axial has shown to roll. But in all fairness, it's a hard body. And I mean, look at the body. It's a beautiful body. It's why I bought it. But it's heavy. And that will have a big bearing, being a bit top end heavy. It does need a different driving style. Perhaps I haven't learnt that style enough yet to be fair in the comparison, but I've got to say they're pretty similar, and I did enjoy driving both those cars. These two, well, they're totally different. This is as tight as, gets amazing angles the wheels up in the air and hanging and all the rest. Well, this one just seems to, the wheels drop into all the holes. That can be good and bad. Certainly my course, it's not a big issue. I did get it all hung up a little bit, but I did take the harder lines to demonstrate how they struggled in some spots. I know all the easy lines, but I wanted to push them a little bit harder for the purpose of this video. Anyway, I had fun. I hope it helps. It's certainly not a comprehensive head-to-head battle showing all the ins and outs. That'll take hours anyway. And to do that, you'd have to follow the exact same line precisely. I tried to do the best I could, but hey, the cars sometimes have a mind of their own and they just bounce off their own way, and that's just part and parcel of it. But I'd have to say they're fairly similar. But for myself, only speaking for myself, I am at this stage truly convinced that the Traxxas line of the TRX4 Sports, at least for me and the style of driving that I do, is the better way for me. I hope that helps you guys make your decisions, whether you're buying a new car, just getting into crawling. If you need to be doing trail runs and that second gear is going to be helpful, I'll be honest, the second gear on this thing doesn't do much. Sure, it gets going a little bit faster, but it really doesn't do much. Go something like this or the new Bronco or the Defender or something like that, or just modify this and stick a brushless system in there. I mean, it's chalk and cheese. I mean, I know there's homes hobbies and there's